we had a map of Mirage on our hands, but it was Liquid that took it with relative ease as we start to look deeper into this grand final. Team America coming alive and coming online today, and the Finns are just looking to get started. Mirage in the books, Overpass is next, and here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, we're going to break it down for you live and direct. We've got some new faces here. We're going to keep things very fresh and very loose here on the desk. We do have Pimp fresh off of his hot dog venture, and we do have Maniac here who's still here. I mean, you didn't have any hot dog run-ins or...
happy to be here.
Yeah, and I for one am kind of in a happy a way that Liquid is able to show dominance. But do we feel that maybe ENCE is just, I don't know, just seem a little timid?
I think Liquid is just a better team, honestly speaking.
Okay.
I think they have more strings to play off. Individually speaking, we talked about, or you guys talked about the firepower coming into the matchup. I think we saw a great example here. Twist having a great game, Elise having a great game. Everything Liquid did seemed to work. ENCE were fighting back in the first half, and they did show us that obviously they're a great team, by no means a bad team. But when it comes down to, the nitty and the gritty, and when both teams are playing well, I think Liquid are simply better.
Yes, listen, this is how scary Liquid is. When I think about them and when I predict Liquid to win, it's almost independent to the map. I never think about Liquid is going to take this map because they have a deeper understanding, or maybe they have new tactics, something that other teams don't do. No, it is because they are so good as a player. It doesn't really matter what map. They have the fundamentals always. They never play dumb Counter-Strike. They know what they're doing, and they have the skill to destroy their opponent.
Yeah, and I mean, when we just looked at the vetoes, there was obviously a reason that Liquid picked Mirage. When they said, hey, this is where we want to fight you, ENCE. This is where we want to take the battle. Whether it be slow, whether it be fast, we've got a drawing board clip we've kind of put together right now that we can go over some of the aggression and styles of Team Liquid.
Yeah, because we talked about Liquid playing fundamental Counter-Strike, and that's exactly what they're doing in this clip. Just to outline it, we have a very default round from Liquid. 3 guys towards middle, Twist towards the B-apps, and then Neff taking control over the A-bomb side. Playing out the clip, you can see it's a very normal round. Smoke goes down, flashes goes down. It's all about fighting for this mid control, and nothing really happens in the beginning. Now, where this comes into play is the fact that Liquid are so good at doing these fundamental rounds, right? They take their time, they wait for the smokes to finish down here. They know there's a smoke, they don't want to fight that. So as soon as that finishes, that's when Liquid make their move. Now, if we stop the clip here, you can see Nitro with an AWP is moving in towards Catwalk. Elise is getting down here to get ready to be flashed by Stu2K to get in here. Now, a little counterplay coming out from ENCE is Alexa B, who's throwing a smoke for his teammates as soon as this one disappears. So that's gonna disturb Liquid a little bit, but even though they still manage to make it work, Nitro can spot over the smoke, he gets the first kill, then Stu2K comes in with a double kill, which is just classic Stu2K for this tournament. He's been very good with entry fragging, so as you can see this clip play out, even though ENCE are doing everything right here and trying to play with each other, for each other, smoke for each other, flash for each other, everything you can do for each other, Liquid are still good enough to deal with it, and that's exactly why Liquid are so fundamentally good at Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that is. I think it's frustrating when you're ENCE. I mean, we showed the clip because we thought that is so great. Why not show the people exactly what happened on the server? And this is exactly what Jacob was talking about, that mid take. But if you think about it, this is 5-2. ENCE finally have some money. They have the AWP, they have the AUG, obviously. This is the round where they're supposed to come back into the game. And Liquid is coming at them with a, I would say, standard tactic, right?
Yeah.
You take middle. But what is really interesting and impressive about Liquid is their ability to turn the heat up, right? They take middle, they make sure no one is pushing them, and once they have stabilized, they go for the peak. We're gonna see here, Nitro is peeking it, and ENCE, they try and do things good. They want to peek together, but they cannot. Nitro gets the frag, and then watch out for this. Stewie2K, entry fragger, liquefying aerial. I mean, he even gets excited a little bit at the end, but I don't mind him. Please. By all means.
That was rather disturbing to watch. I wish we would have had some sort of content warning on just how that 360 AK-47 sort of shot would have went on. My real question to you guys is this, why is it that the T sides have fallen flat for ENCE on Mirage?
I think Liquid have so much firepower on their CT side that if ENCE wants to win their T rounds, they really have to come up with something special. We did see some attempts going in towards the A-bomb side. Twist was locking them down completely. We did see ENCE trying to take the mid control. Didn't really have success there anyway. It's a good question you're asking, right? Because why is it not working? But when you're facing players who are just so individually on point and it's always good for 1 or 2 frags, it instantly gets hard.
Yes, it does get harder. No, Matthew, it's okay.
No, it's all right.
We'll get right back to where we left off here, I promise. But first, we have a Chipotle check-in. That's right, we went and sent Frankie down on a little venture around the venue, and we're going to see what sort of burrito madness she got herself up to.
Welcome to the Chipotle check-in here at DreamHack Dallas. Let's go and take a look at the expo hall. Over here, it's kind of what DreamHack is known for, really, isn't it? Playing games. at the Chipotle Challenger Series. This is where everyone who visits DreamHack can actually play and compete in a PUBG tournament on the final day. And there's going to be some fantastic prizes to be won, including free Chipotle burritos for an entire year. One of my favorite things about DreamHack, I remember seeing this for the first time at DreamHack Winter a couple of years ago, is how people decorate their LAN area. It's a magical unicorn. That's basically fast forward to me after being at a LAN all evening. And in the morning, that's how I wake up and greet the sun. Magical unicorn. Let's take a look at where the magic really happens, because this is the studio. We're a little bit away from the arena. You know what, after you, this is the content area. So this is where they edit videos, like this one, in fact. So this is like the nerve center, the big brain of the operation. So we've got our observers here who'll be cutting between, obviously, all the different player views and the overheads of the map here. And you can see Stunner, Sponge, and Maniac on the desk. Chipotle have got its own players' lounge here at DreamHack Dallas, and apparently there's more than just Counter-Strike going on. There's also Rocket League, there is Halo Classic, aka Halo 3, and there's also Clash Royale going on in the halls below. So many different competitions for people to get involved with. But apparently also there is Pac-Man too. Gentlemen, I'm sorry, I know this is very serious. What do you win if you win overall?
I mean, I don't know.
Pride. Pride, I think, gentlemen. Good luck. Good luck.
All esports pros and esports interviewers just need some R&R from time to time. And the Chipotle Player Lounge has got me covered. So actually, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna.
Chipotle have just launched its first loyalty scheme, and it is pretty legit. When you join the Chipotle Rewards program, you'll get some free chips and guac with your first meal as a rewards member, and you'll be able to collect points with every burrito or bowl to put towards free meals in the future. Pretty tasty.
And while all that looked very comforting, I just want to remind everyone at home that you can't beat Chipotle's meat. Now, let's move on with the rest of the series. We got potentially just one more map. Liquid could be closing it out here. Real quick, guys, Overpass, where we're going. We're going to start with you, Maniac.
Real quick, I'm going to look at Ale. Obviously, with the AWP, I think he needs to step on that map. He needs to create space for ENCE. He needs to be active, not stay in one position. Try and keep Liquid on their toes.
I'm going to look for Liquid and the pace they're going to put in this match. We saw yesterday against Furia that they really can turn up the heat, and I'm afraid ENCE is going to have a big task on their hands if they want to stop Liquid now. It's going to be a 2-0 for Liquid, and they're going to win this tournament with quite ease.
Yeah, with ease is what they're looking to do. Looking to put that Intel Grand Slam just one more in their pocket is what they're going to have the chance for, at least. We need to get into this game, though. Enough of beating around the bush. We do have two commentators who are ready to get us right into the second map of Overpass. It's going to be Henry Greer and Matthew Trivett. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to take this one away. I think it's going to get very exciting. Now, we did paint the picture, I think, as it needs to be.
Yes.
ENCE on Overpass are out of their depth in terms of stats, and against Liquid, it is their map. So this has the potential to end right now with Liquid finding a second Intel Grand Slam victory, winning a DreamHack Masters here in Dallas, another final victory, which for them have been hard to come by, unfortunately. But ENCE do have 5 players that are extremely skilled, and they have the speed with their tactical executions to break Liquid's defense apart.
Yeah, they've definitely been doing homework on this map. They knew it would be played as well, right? They had to ban Vertigo going into this one, so I'm sure they've done some theory crafting in the interim. And I still think it'll be a good game. I'm definitely leaning towards Liquid here, but ENCE have got their work cut out for them. But you know what's a grand final? Strange things can and will happen, almost certainly. So if we go to Inferno, I still wouldn't be necessarily surprised. ENCE are certainly a team that can be deadly on this map, although it has been a little bit disappointing for them in the last few months. We have got ENCE starting on the CT side, of course, because this is the pick of Liquid after absolutely ravishing their opposition on Mirage. You'd think the 2-0 is locked in, but we know what happens when Liquid are in the grand finals. Something always seems to go against them as we get ready to start here. Looks like the readies have come through. Ladies and gentlemen, your second map about to begin. Team Liquid versus ENCE. Just make some noise as we'll get into the action very quickly indeed. As mentioned before, Team Liquid starting on the T side. We'll have a look at the buys as they come through. If they can pick this pistol up, they'll be off to another flying start here. Their CT side in the second map had so much momentum behind it, ENCE could not keep up. We're seeing P250s for Twist. They've got 2 smokes and Molotov as well. It does look to be a B-side approach with that sort of setup. You'd imagine the smoke towards a bomb site in heaven, Molotov at the barrels. We'll see if that's where they want to go with this one. As they go into a default at the start at least, the bomb's still going to be down at T-spawn, and CT aggression coming through. 3 players pushing off towards shore. It's Alu leading that charge.
X7 already very aggressively taking the short position. He's got Stewie on the other side of the door. And Liquid are taking their time about finding position on the A side of the map as well, so certainly clearing out all of the angles. Such an aggressive stance, I have to say, at the front side of B. Bit of a longer rotation if you go all the way back through the site, if you rotate behind A, so watch for a flank rotation if this comes to a retake scenario on the A site. The 3 players presenting so early as well. Nitro still has the bomb back toward the fountain. If X7 is to walk up the connector, walk up the stairs, and he catches out the bomb, it could spell disaster for Liquid.
Well, Stewie at the very front right now. He's got towards the end of the bathrooms. Now Fly just showing a little bit of presence towards B. The bomb looks like it might be heading its way back as well, so we'll see which way they end up. Still no one moving here. CT's still with the aggressive stance towards that B side of the map. Looks like the smoke will head in towards A. LXCB can't quite find the quick kill there, but Nitro certainly can. Should be a double here for Liquid. They've got to find it. Aerial can save everything here, but not going to be able to do anything with it. Oh, it's back and forth they go, but this is such a perfect round. And there's a Molotov towards Graffiti. They've smoked Heaven as well. This is almost 100% locked in.
Alexi. Shots back down towards Sandbag. Sergey swings out to find Naf. He finds him all right, but even though he's caged in the corner on low HP, he's drawn them so far that they have to reveal their position out toward the front of the site, and Stewie's already on the flank. Surprisingly, Liquid get away with 4 alive because at the start of that round, they didn't have a lot to work with. They were taking such a long time just to get toward the A site, and they execute very well on B.
Yeah, they did a great job there. Lots of presence towards A. They put the CTs right back. 0 information on that side of the map. It seemed convincing. So many numbers there. And they fall back through the connector. They find absolutely everything on their way. All 3 kills go in their favor on their transition towards that B side. Bomb planted. Only giving up 1 frag. It's a pretty idyllic round as ENCE will take the full eco here. They're going to buy him in the next. I think they've just thrown a decoy. That's about it. They haven't invested into this at all. As they send multiple players through the connect. Look at the damage taken here. This should be a big spray down from Stu. Damage inflicted, but no kills found. But he has got a lot of intel there. They should be able to pounce on this and head up towards long.
Nitro. Shot onto X7. Good reaction with the smoke down to buy himself the space, then takes advantage of it. And gets aggressive from within. Alu eventually will put him in place, but he's so low on HP with 12. Sergey 66. And 3 Liquid players to find. Bomb down on the A site.
They should
pretty much done, yeah. I think absolutely with an AK, no question.
Yeah, they're going to be buying up next round. They can save an AK. They'll actually be pretty well equipped, I would say. Even the Galil's could be beneficial to save someone being down to their SMG. So yeah, definitely save these. No chance of winning the rounds. Liquid actually give a couple up there. Sure, Nitro gets 3 kills, but it's still a scrappy round considering the ENCE didn't really invest much more than a decoy into this one. Alu probably going to go down here. It is Elise that adjusts his position and manages to get the frag. So just Sergey to save the AK-47. He is holding up towards T-spawn, so shouldn't be too much of a factor here. It'll be the Galil retrieve for Twist. So they bring over the rifles at least. They did lose one to Sergey, who will be surviving, so he can even drop another rifle for the teammate, could go for the AWP, but that means he'll have no armor. Alu can afford the glass cannon again. We know he's not shy to bring that out. He does so straight away. He had exactly enough for the AWP once more. And this is where things started to go wrong for them. Those purchases into that stance and not having the utility was a real issue for them on Mirage, as he'll head towards middle, presumably to go for the first pick. Does he challenge towards the fountain here?
Nitro. Sergey's actually already pushed to Fountain. It's a tough spot to hold, but he's not alone. So he can focus the stairs side. Behind him is Ariel and Alu, for that matter, who gets a shot on the op to take down Elise. But Ariel has the rifle. He can swing. Sergey with the first shot. XCB's there. Sergey's going to follow it. There's no chance that Liquid has anywhere to walk because of the exact position. The crossfire setup, the bait from Sergey being so far forward. Alu started it off. They didn't even need to trade. They only had to trade on the last kill.
Yeah, really clean round there from ENCE. Impressive stuff. Alu with some pixel precision there, and the first kill. Alige got his head blown off towards mid, and at that point allowed the riflers to push forward, getting towards that Fountain position, and Sergey, he mobs them up. So it was that boost we saw yesterday. It was Liquid actually got a decent pick from that slide yesterday. Didn't work out for them this time. Alu ready for it. He's so good at those sort of shots. There is a buy and return here. We are going to have to scout for Stewie2K. A couple of pistols, 2 rifles. And we'll go back into a slow procedure here for Liquid, focusing towards that connector as they negate the halls, trying to see if there's any CT presence whatsoever. But rightly so, ENCE will take a more defensive stance here, knowing they've got a massive advantage in terms of firepower.
X7 takes out Naf. Elige. Return, but it's not as easy to find. And they wanted to immediately swing and try and take territory back. A response to the kill coming in, but no one there. So despite how aggressive ENCE were in the last round, they read the economy well. They stay very passive this time, not wanting to give anything away as they head toward Alu. He takes a heavy hit as soon as he peeks out, though. Stewie on the scout beats him to it, and now he's flashed off, barely gets time to react onto Twist coming into the site, and it's a good thing that he did, because that denies the bomb from getting anywhere near planted. They cover off truck, and 5 stay alive for ENCE, 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be the eco for Liquid at this point as well. No kills found, no bomb planted, and there'll be a second stage loss bonus. That's $1,900 per player into round number 5 here. Trying to probe towards B, and that flight pushed through towards Monster. He was by himself. It was a dry peak, and there was 2 CTs waiting. As soon as they killed him, they confirmed that area was clear. They could do big numbers towards the A site, and even with Alu tagged up, he still managed to find a couple of kills, and the rifles finished things off. And they're actually looking pretty comfortable now. They're going to take the lead here for sure, as Liquid will wait out to see if Sergey Dare pushes that Fountain again, see if they can pounce on him. But as you just mentioned, they're reading the money well on the inside. They're not getting too aggressive, just holding nice long-range angles at this point. They've got Alu with the AWP towards long. He's actually falling back towards the A site now, and it's the same story with Sergey. So they're just going to hold on to their range advantage and just try and get early calls here.
Alu. Shot onto Nitro. He's got pressure. This time, more than he has in the past. Sergey, good positioning, though, was able to at least trade off of it, and then goes one more. What a great hold so far from ENCE. Bomb gets planted. That had to be the objective from Liquid, but this is the start that ENCE needed. 3 rounds already CT side. They've got a little bit of momentum, and this is how you start to pick apart Liquid on their map.
Yeah, Sergey's really getting going as well. He's finding multiple kills almost every single round. We're going to number 6. He's 8-1 at this stage. That's what they're going to need. He's been their star player in this tournament for sure. He's looked fantastic. Nitro at the top of Liquid is 6 and 5, and then Elige at 4. Twist and Naf yet to frag, but obviously very early days here as they go for 5 rifles across the board. Liquid are not a team that relies on the AWP at all. Krieg for Elige, the rest with AKs, and Alu. He's going to have some fun here. Nades towards that playground. Only a little bit of damage inflicted. It's not the same story for Alu. He's committed offshore. He had to run through the flames as well. Down to 36. Still fancies this challenge here. Waiting for the door to be opened. It will be naded. He's there, but no Liquid players on the other side. He really is tempting fate with low HP here, but just goes to show you his playstyle, his characteristics. He really doesn't give a damn.
Fine from Nav. Stewie. Lee starts to wrap in. Finally something to go for Liquid.
Yeah, that was a really nice play from Naf. I'm not sure if you guys spotted it. It was him jumping over the short pipe area just enough. He knows the tendencies of Alu. He knows the positions he likes to hold. And he already did the initial damage with the Molotov towards short. So he only has to come around and land a couple of shots, which he did. And then there'll be a 5 versus 3. And Stu was able to find Sergey. Meanwhile, 5 versus 3 now. As they head up towards long, Alexi is defending that position. He's got the AK-47, but takes a flash. He's at the APC right now, just trying to jump and get information. He did spot one on the flower bed, but is that enough to pull over numbers towards A?
Now back down towards connector. The door already open. Spotted the dead body and got a little bit anxious, but it's the area on the site they have to contend with the one and done spot. The combination, though, of Alexi B also at the sign means a crossfire that's extremely powerful, not when they walk in from long, because both are looking at the stairwell. Bomb to be planted with 5 seconds, not a moment to spare, and a good kill from Naf on X7 because he had a chance to try and deny the plant. Surely would have been traded had that happened with 3 players on the site, but it's back to 3, back to tie. And the money is still massive on the ENCE side, so they'll buy immediately back into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. They've got tons of cash here. A couple of them hovering around 5 digits. That was the nice jump from Naf, and then just could see a slither of Alu to seal the deal on that frag. Single orb once again, lots of augs. I expect plenty of scope weapons going into this game. Alu rattles up another shot towards middle, this time not connecting. Falls back towards the bathrooms, hoping he can get some vision towards the fountain, but the smoke comes through, and he'll reposition accordingly. Naf will be your anchor towards B. You'll see him there every single round on their defaults, just waiting for any aggression, just probing, trying to find the odd kill here or there to mix things up. But for now, holding right back on the T steps. And that's pretty much the same story for the rest of the Liquid players here. They passive at the start, but here comes a little bit of a gambit towards the mid area. They've smoked off bathrooms, they've Molotov middle, and they've cleared connector.
Mirage immediately gets Sergey. No chance to trade off of it, no response, and for all they were worth in being aggressive as a team early on and making sure that they had crossfires established, they're now falling apart and getting picked off one by one. Stewie down to 5 HP, but gets a kill, and now a response is desperately required. Alu trying to do what he can with the op toward A, doesn't spot anyone at long. Whether or not that information is relevant, they are going to rotate off of it. Perhaps rightly so toward B as Naf gets closer and closer towards Monster. So too does the bomb, Elysian Twist. Alexi holds off toward the boards as X7 gets closer. Smoke down on the sandbag so he can focus this direction. He can hear them. Tries to pre-fire. All that does is serve to give Naf the exact position of him. And the shot in return as Alu is the last alive. On the site, 20 seconds. No chance to deny the bomb. He's going to run up and try it. He'll get perhaps the player retreating, but beyond that, doubt he goes much further.
It's an ambitious play from him to even be part of this now. Most players will be out of this, knife out, and he still wants a bit more of the action. He's going to see what's available to him. He's got no kit here, Matt. This is a little bit worrying. He wants to get the hell out of there. Luckily, he's still got a chance. Liquid aren't challenging him whatsoever. As he walks out, looks like it's absolutely fine. Just throws a little grenade at the end there, see if he can do any damage, but doesn't really have much impact. He will save the AWP at least. A nice kill towards Nitro, I suppose, but beautiful play from Liquid there, no problem. As they manage to hold on with 3 players alive. Stu2K 5 HP, you can see him just getting right in towards T-spawn to ensure he stays alive at this point. And Stu saved the AWP, and we did mention they've got plenty of money, but that AWP investment from the previous round, luckily they save it, but Alu only with 2,800 now, so he can drop a FAMAS already at best. And the rest of them, they might want to consider the partial buy. After buying absolutely everything that previous round, the money does get whittled down very quickly on the CT side. So CZs, Deagles, but ENCE are no stranger to this sort of setup. If Alu has an AWP and they have some firepower to go with it, Desert Eagles, CZ are fine. They can win these rounds. Alu just knows he has to be a bit more aggressive than usual.
Stewie on top of the pallets. Alexi B flashed around the corner. And it works out brilliantly. CZ killed 2 of them there. They'll have the courage to go for the gun. And Ariel now has an AK, no armor to work with, but has an AK nonetheless. Interesting, Alexi B was there. He could have given it to him, but elects not to because he has the armor. He could have worked with it. Stewie with only 1 Ariel does pick up the AK and makes good on it, having grabbed it back from X7 as he went down.
Well, the bomb's still all the way in T-spawn. This is a bit problematic. Elige A little bit tentative on his approach, and understandably so. Now Fly will hold the barrels, and both CTs now towards that connector. Focusing towards Shore, but Ariel taken down. He was low HP, so Twist will take him no problem. And once again, it's a 3 versus 1 for Alu. Pretty much the same chances he had last time. He hasn't got the kit, hasn't got any grenades, and the bomb's about to be planted.
Alu back out towards Short. Twist. He gets Alu down. And that means the op gone. It means Liquid back to a 2-round lead. Ooh, a little savagery on those signs.
I missed it.
It was probably the best thing that ever happened to Alu, though, let's be honest. Leaving FaZe, coming over to this ENCE side, they've been remarkable.
We mentioned this earlier in the week. I guess the point still stands when he first joined this squad and signed for ENCE. A lot of people are saying this would be a bit of a graveyard for him. We're never going to see him again. And it's been quite the opposite, I have to say. What an amazing project this turned out to be. Got himself in the top 3, another grand final for them here. And we'll see Nitro, opening pick for him. He challenges long. He actually gets legged there, I think. He takes a lot of damage regardless. Might have been a straight up dink. We'll see if they can capitalize once again. It's Alu who's defending long now, trying to get the reply kill.
Stewie. With Twist and Elise all watching the bathrooms, making it rather obvious and evident what their intentions are in terms of positioning. And Alu has to be very careful. Stuck inside connector. He does look back at long while there's just smoke still down. That should give him the first shot, but now they will swarm his position. He will have to use all of his utility and skill to get out of it. He nearly got the lineup onto Elise, but went down in the end.
Another massive kill there for Liquid, but still a lot to be done. 3 versus 4 in favor of the North Americans here. Good for their 2-0. This is their map pick, and on the T side as well. It is a CT bias map. Twist not slowing down. The flashbang's being delivered. You feel like he's going to come in with the force of 10 tons. We'll see if it's going to work out for him. There it is, 2 kills, and it will be Ariel who will be left in the 4 versus 1 ENCE. They managed to get 3 rounds in a row map, but it doesn't seem like it's enough. And at this point, starting to drop off once again. We know this is one of the weakest maps in their pool that they play. And at this stage, Ariel just trying to hold on to the org. He's all the way in T-spawn. That's a common position to check.
Whether it's justified checking it or not, it is a gun they'll save. Talk about 10K and the swelled money just a few rounds ago. Now it's broken down. Liquid themselves are built up. They could justify maybe throwing 1 body at it, but don't really need to either, so let them survive with the AUG, shall we say. They're not quite in a position, this is sort of an old approach from threat stays in NIP, where if you let them save the weapons, you try to bait them into a force buy.
Yeah, exactly.
That works if there's 2 players, but 1 in the situation that they're in, I can't imagine that. They're going to call a timeout and talk about it, but I can't imagine they would have the nerve to go for it in this situation. That would concede potentially 7-3, leave them more broken on a map where they're already trailing at it.
Yeah, they'll definitely partially buy into this one with the org there. As I mentioned in Mirage as well, they just haven't had any luck with those sort of rounds. I don't think they've won a single eco or partial buy or anything like that. Liquid have been very good at closing those rounds out, even with some close one-on-ones. Shotguns being purchased. There's going to be a Mag 7 for Alu. A couple of Deagles thrown into the mix. That'll actually be the last one to purchase here. He's still on the default pistol. So getting to round number 10. Liquid, after losing 3 in a row and actually ENCE taking the lead. They're right back on their feet. 4 now for them. 3 Deagles, that shotgun, which has actually been pretty impressive this tournament. The shotguns have had some fantastic moments here. Will this be another one of them? It's Alu who's waiting towards that connector. Makes sense. A lot of players will bring the shotguns to this part of the map. Difficult to get multiple frags, but if you can find 1 player segregated, might be able to steal a kill away and get a rifle, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. There's the kill, but the trade should come through.
Like 7 behind the barrels with the Deagle in hand. Here, another Molotov, excuse me, goes down. That'll distill him from the angle. They knew he was there. Twist already making contact. Good play from the Lexi B, but already at the sandbags was Elise. You can't replicate Dupree because they're already on his case. As Naf now has access to the site, he'll swing around. Bomb's still down though. Nitro needs to go for it. Smokes off will allow him the position. Not exactly safe. Ariel's Og is in the window, and the smoke's gone. Naf's out. He's stuck in the open, Nitro. No chance to get away from it, and a good retake from ENCE.
Finally, there it is. One of those rounds working out for them. I said that a couple of times. There it is. Deagles, a shotgun, and the saved AUG is enough to win out in round number 10. It is going to be 6-4 now. They're going to save the AK-47 and the AWP. They've got lots of money. This could be a resurgence now from ENCE. Problem is, they have got nowhere near breaking the bank accounts of Team Liquid, but great work from Ariel. Coming in from heaven, commits to the spray, gets both the frags, and the Krieg coming out for a lead once again. Coming to the closing stages of the first half. Liquid, they can get a couple more. They'll be really happy with this half. They can get 7 or 8. That'll be perfect. ENCE will want the rest of these rounds. They want to bring this back to a victory in their favor if possible. It could start right now. They've got everything they need.
Nitro back up on top of the stairs. Stewie. Flash out with twists on the AK in case there is any response. We have seen ENCE play this position rather aggressively in 2 or 3 different scenarios, 2 of which they were at the fountain, 1 in which they held toward the bench. This time it's more an approach on the B site, and they will posture for information. It'll be X7 and Ariel that push into construction. As always, Overpass. 2 characteristics that seemingly are consistent through all teams. 1, takes longer to have the rounds play themselves out because of the other one. The CTs play aggressively. They have to be so much more forward that it takes the Ts longer to clear the angles before they can execute. So often this is the case. You get slow early rounds and explosive late rounds.
And especially for Liquid as well. They are quite slow on this map. Ever since Adren joined their roster as the coach, and they're slowly but surely kind of evolving into a different team. He started this slow-paced gameplay on Overpass, and now he's working Stewie into main AWPing as well. And it seems to be working for them. They're getting stronger and stronger each of them. As we'll see the first interaction here will be Naf to get one, but there is going to be trades back and forth here. Actually, man advantage for ENCE as Nitro is trying to sneak through the monster tunnel here. Needs this frag to work out for him. He is going to get it 2-on-2, but still no grenades remaining on the T side, and 10 seconds to try and get that plant down.
Tag to 18. Despite firing the first shot, it was Stewie that tags him in return, and he's elected to rotate around toward the main stairwell. Sergey gets the kill, but Nitro needs the information. He needs to know he's tagged. If he can find Sergey fast enough, he has a chance on it. Knows that Alu's gonna peek. Doesn't even matter. He gets the angle instead. It's 6-5, and keeping this extremely close.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Good work there. Needed to start posting subsequent rounds after a couple of victories they've had here. 2 players survive once again. Money's still nice and strong since they had that eco victory. And with the bomb planted, Liquid have yet another purchase into round number 12. It was Nitro left in that 1 versus 2. Not quite as crisp as we're used to seeing from him. If he gets one of those kills, he's pretty much on for a winner. He had a great spot, but unable to connect the shots. I think he was running out of bullets in the AK as well. Round 12 now. It's going to be Alu, who's still at the top of the fragging charts with 10 kills. He heads towards middle once again. Nade towards T steps. Will it do significant damage? Doesn't even touch them. As the B execution is on the docket here for Liquid. They are going to be setting themselves up with smokes over the site, Molotovs as well, but they do take a grenade at the very start. But Stewie 2K not slowing down, and here comes the final play.
Ariel. Find on the Naf. Fantastic hold on the B side. Liquid, whenever they want to change the pace, they seemingly get shut down. It happened on Mirage as well, remember, on the first gun round when they went toward B. So ENCE are certainly up for the fast style of Liquid. 6-6, and there is just enough for one buy on the Liquid side, but it won't be a strong one.
I don't think they need to buy here. They'll take a timeout and discuss it, but yeah, they're all averaging between $3,000 and $4,000. So sure, you could buy into it, but it means you might sacrifice the rest of the rounds of the half. I feel like a partial buy would be enough here. I didn't mind that call from Liquid at all. The fact that we just talked about them having such a slow-paced game so far. Just going to be throwing in essentially a contact execution towards B, hoping Stewie 2K could crack some skulls upon entry. Didn't happen in that way at all. ENCE actually looked very comfortable towards the B side of the map there. This actually could be going to a third. You know, if they can keep this up. It's been a pretty rough start for ENCE, but they're starting to stabilize at this point, posting 3 rounds in a row on their CT side. They've got plenty of money, enough for the rest of the half potentially, as this timeout will come to an end. It is going to be the partial from Liquid, so Desert Eagles, some Kevlar, a little bit of utility, a couple of smokes, enough for a plant potentially, but I don't think they'll be winning this round unless something absolutely bizarre goes down.
Stewie with pistol. Well, confidently trot toward long. But again, ENCE, they've read the economy. They've kept track of it. They're not going to overextend on these situations. As Elige will also get closer with the Deagle already pushing through the bathrooms. There is the bait potential. As Alu fires from the park sign, the flower pot is occupied by Sergey on the AK-47. Alu knows that they have to watch the front of the site as well. So he does exactly that, looking back. As Sergey's rotated around as well. There was potential for a moment that Sergey could have been in a brilliant position to spray down multiple, but everyone has since rotated off of it.
What's left here? We've got one smoke. Like I said, best chance here for Liquid, you get a plant out of this. I do not expect them to get many kills. Maybe 1 or 2 at the most to plant. That would be a victory in my book, and it looks like Air will be kicking things off here. He gets the opening frag towards Naf. Here comes the smoke, and it'll be a desperate, scrappy attempt to get towards the bomb site here. Alu might be compromised considering that smoke has taken away a lot of vision. Let's see what Liquid can do with it.
Naf were hoping, or rather, excuse me, Liquid were hoping that Naf could have sold maybe a kill or just the distraction enough for rotation, but the fact that Aerial got it so clean, they rotated, in fact, with more confidence toward the A site. Liquid do get the plant. The smoke, as you say, limits the vision from the defense, but round surely getting out their favors. Kill is Twist. Oh, hold on. Finds 2. A second on the Sergey with the Deagle as well, but shut down in the end. Still the money there. That's the key for the plants.
Yeah, absolutely. So they get 3 kills there. They get the bomb planted. So that's absolutely fine. We said a couple of kills would be a victory there. So I think Liquid will be very happy with that one. And managed to cause a bit of disruption there on the CT side. But they do recover the AWP and the AK-47. Those are the high-value items there. Round 14, Nitro bringing out the AWP now. It's going to be mixing things up. Stewie 5 and 10, not having quite the performance he did in the first map, so maybe Nitro just going to move things around a little bit here. ENCE will take the lead, though. 7-6 now. They're starting to slow down in this grand final. Third map is Inferno if required, and at this stage, we're having that conversation, maybe even more so now. Alu, opening pick, so much confidence in his playstyle. Pushes towards long, he'll find Nitro. That's the all battle done and dusted, but the round continues. Now Fly, he has to try and push through and bring things back to a 4-4, and he's done a great job.
And Alu doesn't really need to be there at long. I know he wants to try and get the advantage back. He was so wise and smart, as were ENCE, to play aggressive as soon as the money was back out, to take the game and the fight to Liquid. But if he'd gone down there, given that Naf hit such a splendid shot toward the barrels, it would have cracked the site wide open. They still play in a passive-aggressive fashion. Alu will be rescued by Sergey, who comes out to make sure he can run back toward the site with the AWP and not get caught in transition. Nade into Stewie. In, but Aerial's the second man. He finds 2. 2 before going down is fine. It leaves them in an even situation before the bomb plant, and they've got the HP advantage. Molotov on the ramp. No one to be able to wrap down, but also no one to peek and deny the plant. They have no idea as to where the rotation comes from, but they'll see it now. Sergey, that's aggressive. Jumping in, just gives Elige the confidence to peek back out. He knew where the second flash came from, and Liquid finally get a 7th round.
There's that accuracy from Elige. That was really nice to watch there. Catching the play as he jumped out towards heaven, followed it up with a really clean spray as well towards Graffiti. That was a labored round from Team Liquid there as well, but they managed to pull it off in the end. Heading towards that B side of the map, the trades were just relentless from ENCE, but finally they are toppled after winning 4 rounds in a row. It's going to be round 15 here, so AWPs out on both sides. It was Nitro who was bested by Alu in the previous. Nafly had to save the day. We will see what happens here. Alu this time in towards Connector. There is presence on the other side as he slowly but surely creeps around the corner. Does he dare go any further here? On the other side, waits Stewie 2K. For now, though, looks like got a bit of a stalemate. Flashbang is absolutely perfect from Stu. Alu's still in position, though. Still wants to be part of this, and he'll get the kill.
Fire back from Sergey. Oh, I would have thought he easily picked up a kill on that. Somehow they get away from him. Still, though, he gets the angles. Everything that should have happened didn't, and still it ends the way that it should have begun, as ENCE take the advantage from it and look to close out the half 8-7. Yet again, as X7 finds Naf. Nitro left at a 1-on-5. As the bomb has 54 seconds. We've seen Guardian do it from a similar position.
We have. Not sure he's set up in that sort of manner, and absolutely not. ENCE somehow keep themselves alive here, and we'll see if they can continue as they go 8-7, and we're going to go to Frankie for the halftime insight here.
Thank you very much, Henry G. Now, it's quite a similar story to that first map, Mirage, a very similar scoreline. And if you remember, in the second half of Mirage, Liquid only lost 1 round to ENCE. Can they do it again and take home the trophy in a swift 2-0? You know we're going to find out after the break.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump back into the action. It's map number 2, and once again, we have split the difference right down the middle. It's going to be 8-7 here, actually in favor of the Finnish side, ENCE. This is the map pick of Liquid, where no one thought ENCE would stand a chance, but they actually standing strong here as we get into the second half pistol. We'll have a look at the complexion of ENCE. They've got themselves 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs. The rest of the players there with 4 sets of Kevlar. There is a kit available for the CTs, and Nitro once again with the Julies as they send 2 players in towards that connector. They'll be looking to fight here, but they need to be cognizant of the mid area, which they will be turning towards but taken down.
Needs to be careful, realizes it, doesn't want to overextend the peak. Now he can because he wants to bait Nitro in. He's not been spotted, but they'll look his direction. It doesn't work out the way that they'd hoped, the way that they expected the recovery to go. And Twist found onto Stewie. ENCE looking to find their 9th. Things have been fairly level in terms of pistols. This would put them 2 apiece after the first 2 maps.
Bomb has been planted.
Question is, will we have any more pistols, or is this the last? Can somehow Liquid pull it off to get back the momentum, CT side of Overpass, and close out the series? But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There's a long way to go and a lot of CS to be played before then. And Stewie is, unfortunately, and inevitably going to be going down this round.
He absolutely is. That's a really clean one from ENCE there. Focusing towards the middle, they find that connector stack from the CTs. And sure, they were getting distracted from the Bathrooms player there, but they had everything under control. Finding the frags on their way, nothing too technical required. Quick bomb plant. Post-plant situation was absolutely fine. 1 versus 5 against Stewie. He gets 1 kill, but that's all he can find. And there is going to be a force buy in response. Now, Liquid are very good at these rounds, but it could open the door of opportunity for ENCE here. We will see. As the scout shots are exchanged, it will be Elise down to 13 points of health. Does he get away with this? I'm not sure. Looks like he's absolutely fine. Nitro, just to note, did not invest into this round, so he is going to be focusing on that AWP for the first gun round here. Still a chance here for Liquid, but it's starting to shrink now. Elise low, same story for Nitro. And a fast approach here from ENCE towards long. So TB clearing all the key corners here towards his position. And all Nitro can really do is jump up for information. Remember, he's just got the USP and he's already been tagged.
Sergey. Good play from Alu. Great position. It is an AK versus pistols, but the patience pays off, and certainly the awareness of that spot, which has been used to catch off many people before, was duly noted by Alu.
There's a brave jump from Elise there with 13 HP. Didn't take too much from Alu to land 1 bullet. And here comes to be the final commitment from ENCE to make their way towards the A side. Now will pull 1 back to bomb down. Time is running low, but so is the manpower for Team Liquid. Just the 1 remaining. Once again, this force buy hasn't really done anything for them. They've got a single kill. Twist maybe gets 1 more, but ultimately the round is over.
Jumping on the truck, Alexei just making sure that he spots Twist the second he arrives. He has, but he's low HP, and Twist has good accuracy. Not the range to play back. 10 for ENCE, 3-round lead, but now we get into the money rounds. Crunch time. Liquid need to strike back early. If ENCE get too far away, it's going to be extremely difficult to contain them. As we say, yes, statistically it's Liquid's choice, but ENCE have the skill to steal it away, and if you give them the money and too much of a buffer, it's a lot to ask.
Yeah, but absolute respect to ENCE, by the way, after losing their map pick in such a convincing manner as well, 16-7. You'd think they'd have nothing left on a map they don't usually do too well on, but this has been impressive to say the least. They have now got themselves another round here. This is pretty much the full eco from Liquid. So it's going to be 11-7. So the grind will have to come in on the CT side. Inferno waits, and that's a bit of a coin flip, I would say. Not clear who the favorite is on that one. You'd think Liquid would have this no problem. They're on the CT side now. They've only lost a pistol so far, so we'll see how the gun rounds go for them. But ENCE are in the driving seat, that's for sure. As they hold up in a very disciplined manner, waiting for any sort of CT pushes, any intel gathering that will be brought their way. XCB though, remember, it's the MAC-10. We're normally fine with this, just going to be hunting for information, can throw himself in, give some information as to whether there's a stack, and just going to find the first player. Not going to be killed quite yet, but the follow grenade might do some decent damage. Throws it now. A little bit late. But still, should be fine to get this first frag.
Next 7. First frag found. He was on 1 HP NAF when he tried to run back. LXCB will swing down below, hold the stairs. He's got the MAC-10, so why not? Not as much risk in losing this weapon, and he certainly serves to gain a lot of money, but Liquid seemingly are ready for his arrival, and they'll try and get a few exit kills. In fact, they're trying to distance themselves from that MAC-10 because they don't want to let him build up the economy. Twist gets the shot onto him, and now it's a little more safe to try and battle back. Certainly if they could get an AK, but that looks unlikely. Aerial sneaking in behind Hezekiah. Less desired, but certainly still would be something welcome to continue building up money. Nitro finds him. And they'll run away. Jump back down through the window. No one to catch them on the other side, but it's going to be 11 for ENCE.
Absolutely is. Liquid did what they could. No real reason to survive there with the P2000. There will be Nitro sending to Galil.
Draws a little smiley face on
Exactly,
the wall.
yeah. You got to have some fun, you know. Maybe not having that much fun in the second half so far. They are 11-7 down now, but this will be the first proper gun round. We've got the AWP for ENCE right now. You don't see that too often. He's got the best spawn. I assume that's why he's got hold of it. Might be challenging towards fountain position. It's quite rare to see him use the weapon. He's certainly capable. Nothing spotted. Might be swapped now as Stewie 2K will be battling towards shore. He goes down through the smoke, a flashbang, and Sergey coming out the connector door. That's really well played. Good pincer from the end side, and Stewie was alone, so there's no trade potential there either. Nitro will be given back the AWP as ENCE will patrol long with his scoped rifle.
Aerial with Alu will again take long very quickly. A single kill on Stewie, and this is what I was talking about. You're going to give up to 12-7, not have any money left over. That early kill in this round is so significant because 5 rounds behind with just 4 to go.
They have no idea. The A side's about to get struck upon, and yeah, there it is. That should be it. This is such a strong position now for ENCE. They've got the A side under control. The Molotovs are down. The bomb should be planted.
Nitro is still quite far forward. He is trying to sneak away now. They're going to have to save it.
Yeah, they can't catch a break here at all. Stewie pushing off towards short. Caught by the connector player there. Ideally wants a presence on the CT side if you're going to push that aggressively towards the water position. 3 players looking to survive here on the Liquid side, but it looks like a hunt might be underway. Aerial will be joining Sergey. He's got just 8 HP, so he can't push too far. And Nitro to defend as he holds the AWP, making sure they've got every angle covered.
And this will be 4 in a row at the start of the half, meaning it's a maximum loss bonus. So at least Liquid has that going for them to try and purchase out a game. Chase. But after everything we said about this being Liquid's map, ENCE are showing us why you can never predict that, why you cannot call, first off, Liquid in a final. Maybe that starts to play into it as well if they don't win on Overpass. Does that start to creep in, those thoughts, that pressure?
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
And it certainly makes the third map more interesting. But also just that ENCE are so resilient and able to pull these situations back. And not only that, the fact that we build it up as such a Liquid map, it paints the picture as to how good they're playing right now on the ENCE side.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a great shift there. Remember, like, sure, they've had a rough showing on it the last month or so, but they would know this was being played today. They would have done some homework. They would have adjusted their game to suit Liquid's playstyle, and so far, so good. Pistol victory has led them to this nice, strong lead on the T side now. A double AWP setup has been brought out. Stewie and Nitro will be wielding them as they hold towards long right now. Middle under control as well. 3 players towards B. XCB with bomb. The flash goes over and he'll be swinging out to check it, pre-firing the common positions. No one there for now. And on the clock is Alu. No warfare this time. He'll be the one to go solo up in that position.
Stewie. Nice shot. Down on the inside of the smoke means Stewie can't push back through it. Nades go both directions. No one's going to be able to take advantage of the position as a result, but Elige toward the flower pot. This becomes extremely important because everyone on the inside has rotated back over toward A, and he does not necessarily have bait from Nitro because there's no one watching the bathrooms. Nitro's directing his attention there. Shoulder peek. Elige pushed out. Follow up from Alu. ENCE looking at 13 as they find Naf on the side as well. A spectacular attack on the T side, and so far Liquid can't get going.
Yeah, they've just got nothing to present on this CT side. They're losing every duel. They're giving away map control. It's not clear as to what their setup is really leaning towards. And now they're going to have to save two weapons once again. It's Stewie's AWP and Twist to the M4. Aerial can certainly justify having a probe around towards T-spawn here. It's the most likely position for the residing CTs. As once again, they'll have to hold up and try and defend each other. It's Stewie watching towards Monster, Twist covering T-spawn, and they'll wait until the bomb's about to explode and they'll have enough manpower around to really challenge his position. Aerial certainly gonna give it a go. He's there now, swings out. What a shot that is. Takes down Twist, a valuable pickup, and Stewie, I think he's done for as well. Nice shot, but now they know exactly where he is. Survive by the looks of things. Nice work. That was not a difficult, that was a very difficult situation for him considering he had T's coming left, right and center, but he saves the AWP, and you mentioned they've got maximum loss bonus here, so Nitro on 6K, I think that is another buy, and they're going to need it. 13-7 down.
Timeout as well, and they need it. They need the timeout more than anything because the aggression, trying to go up towards short, trying to hold solo toward A, it hasn't worked. Their setup doesn't have enough redundancy, shall we say. It's not like they're putting themselves in positions to trade. As soon as they get isolated, they just get overrun.
Yeah, we saw it in the first gun round with Stewie pushing short. No trade potential there. No real sequence from them. He gets taken down, and ENCE is so good at working with the advantage to 5-on-4. There's a brave man in the crowd. So the double orbs once again. UMP for Twists. Couple of augs as well. Elige with no utility whatsoever, no helmet as well, really bare bones into round number 21 here. Liquid need to get on their feet. Nitro knows it as well. He'll be the one to take the up towards middle. Takes a couple of nades to the face though, really not going too well for him. As ENCE will set up for another slow-paced default here. After the pause, it makes sense. They're just trying to work out if Liquid have adjusted things. They have a bit more of a stance towards long this time. We've got Elige by the bathrooms, ready to work off the AWP, which will take first contact and hopefully bait Elige in if it happens. Bombs on that side of the map right now, so they might be onto something.
Yeah, I'm still searching to see if anyone is up close. That Molotov almost blocked by Alexi, who jumped in front of Aerial as he was throwing it, but it goes front bathroom smoke down as well. Slow but sure. Make no mistake about ENCE's approach toward the map. They've been very methodical.
Yeah, it's been great.
There is a change in play and setup toward the A site this time. You're looking at it now. Nitro wide of the flowers to watch the connector. Elige forward of it, and the bomb is heading in that direction. This could be a crossfire that serves very well for them. Aerial goes down. It's not the bomb. It was the second player peeking, and Elige knows they're in there. That's good enough to chase them down. Won't spot them right away, but he could go undetected and sneak around behind so easily.
Yeah, he's timed this to perfection as well. Alu will have no idea, and nice call from Elige there. Could have swung around for more, but they've got a 5-on-3 now. They can't afford to go for the flashy plays. Let's just make sure, stick together, keep the crossfires established on the side. Nitro doing just that. Nice work. Bomb goes down.
Sergey grabs the bomb again. Nitro has rotated back, needs to be traded. Elige will do so and follow it up to find X7. Finally, Liquid get his CT-sided round. Importantly, they keep 4 players alive as well. Again, it doesn't fully reset you anymore, but it'll take them down 1. And they're going to run for the double op as well. 13-8. ENCE still have a chance to punish them, though.
Yeah, this was really well played from Elige. I like the fact he falls back and he's looking at the bigger picture. He gets his kills in the end. AK's across the board here. Alu not really focusing on the AWP every single round. That's absolutely fine. He's a very handy rifler as well. can certainly do it all to be opting to extinguish the flames, but his teammate Ariel will. Bang attempt here. It's Nitro taking heavy damage at the start. He's towards middle. That's from Alu. A few AK bullets landing. Switch UK will land an AWP shot himself. See the Ariel going down. This time, a couple of advantages now for Liquid, and they're holding on to them as well. Big damage.
Alexei's still searching to pull one back. Sergey will do the same. They've got to spread out and look for picks at this point in time on the ENCE side. This doesn't fully break them. They could force the next, especially where they would put them on a third round bonus and then they would have the fourth to follow it. So it's still difficult for Liquid. It's not like they get any breathing rounds, breathing space in this.
I'm going to deploy the smokes now. Nice play from Alicia. Just whittling down at the clock. Getting to the 30-second mark now. A lot of pressure towards ENCE. They've got the 5 and 4 disadvantage. Here comes that final play towards the A side. Smokes down. Alicia calling for rotations here. He knows this is their final commitment. It's Nitro waiting to get his vision back, and then he'll swing out for a shot. Actually misses it. That throws a spanner in the works here. This is looking very good for ENCE now.
Swings, bomb does get planted, but he knows smartly that they're going to approach from long and backs off. It looked like he was going to get caught as he tried to wrap around. That changes everything because rather than a 2-on-2, it's a 3-on-1, and Elise closes it himself.
This is more like it now. The AWP shot's starting to land. The setup's starting to make sense. Some smart plays being made as well. They're making sure they absolute guarantee victory in the rounds instead of going for multiple frags themselves. Elise is doing a great job of just getting kills, falling back to the bomb side, dropping his smoke right at the last second to make things uncomfortable. Sure, they get a plant down there, but look at his awareness. Just checking out that position towards long. Elise is keeping them in this game now. Round 23. It's going to take a while to break the money down here for ENCE as Liquid start gunning for double digits here. They do not have the double up setup anymore, though. It's going to be Stewie back on the AWP, and he'll be pushing in the same position that cost him his life in the previous encounter. This time gets the frag. And can he get out of there? Looks like Sergey wants the challenge, and Stewie just aware of it. On for 3 kills here, lines it up! That is astonishing. He gets away with his life as well. 6 HP as Twist gets the 4th. Just Alexei now. And looks like Liquid have done it. Double digits absolutely locked in here.
Absolutely, with no bomb plant as well. I mentioned it, they'll be building up that bonus, but not everyone is in a position to buy without the extra $800. Presumably they could force onto it, but they'll be desperate to try and get a bomb down. This will be a fourth bonus. And a timeout called, rightfully so, from ENCE. They need it now, more than ever. Credit to Liquid. Didn't panic. We mentioned that it was possible. They know the situation. They've made fun of it themselves, that they tend to choke in finals. Well, they've managed to hold on and come back just in the nick of time in this particular half.
Yeah.
And I say the nick of time. If it got any further away, if the economy got any worse, I don't think they could have. This was last chance, and they made good on it with a change of pace and a change of setup toward long that they had not tried at any other point in the game.
It's nice to see Stewie start his confidence as well, even after having a couple of disappointing rounds. He goes back to the rifle there, same push towards short. This time he absolutely nails it. Gets a clean kill towards the pipe, swings round, back from short, gets a 2nd and 3rd kill, and Twist there to defend him as well. So it will be a partial investment here from ENCE, as their lost bonus starts to rack up now. They're at 3rd stage, so Deagles and Scouts. A couple of CZs thrown into the mix as well, and you can see that confidence really starting to show now. Elige, strong grenade towards T-steps. Doesn't do as much damage as I thought. Good boost towards that connector, but it might not matter here. Elige just melting them towards the connector. He's got another kill with that P2000. Not quite surprised at that. He was worth 2 for sure. This could become problematic now. They've given up a rifle after we just said Elise didn't do such a great job of staying alive. He's the first player to go down, but still, Naf in a very good position.
Naf onto Alu, manages to take long as a result of it. That gives him a chance to run, but he puts his smoke down rather than gets ready for the fight. And Alexei B is able to run him down, bringing it back to a 2-on-2 and giving them an AK, so a real chance for ENCE. Despite that it started so well for Naf. Stewie is smartly just going to wait, though. He knows the bomb has to go down in front of him and looks away. Nearly gets caught for it, but he's bought time and space. He's still alive, and he's not under immediate threat. Just by holding that stairwell, he knows they can't wrap back to B. 45 seconds, the only way they could is if they went long A. Twist is waiting at the stairs behind. They'll allow the plant. They want this to go 13-11. Plant means money next round no matter what, but It's not about money at this point, it's about what's on the scoreboard, and they try to bring this within 2. Sergey with only a scout and a pistol. It looks like it should happen. But his position is so clever. He can sneak out behind Twist. That's an AK upgrade as well. There's kits on both Liquid players, but Sergey is waiting. He's gonna wait and walk. He wants to deny the defuse. He spots it, he sees it, headshot on the first, runs it down, knows he's inside of the smoke, gets the AK, sprays it, and he does everything perfectly, absolutely perfectly to give ENCE 14.
That is one world-class play. My God, he gets behind them. He knows he doesn't really have the firepower to justify going for that kill straight away. He needs to wait for the commitment on the defuse there. He gets the kill with the Glock, and then he knows he's in business. The smoke down there, the CT desperately trying to get that defuse and hoping it would just be the Glock on the floor, but he picks up the AK, knows it's enough, and sprays perfectly towards Stu. And it's going to be 14-10, and we get a chance to calm down as there's going to be a slight technical issue here, but what a round that is to steal away.
Huge round to steal away. 13-11, you're chomping at the bonus just to stay in contention. Liquid have enough to buy back into it. But Sergey was so well positioned and so composed. You mentioned it coming into this. He's the second highest, they talked about it on the desk, second highest rated player in this tournament, and he is absolutely the candidate for MVP on the ENCE side.
Yeah, I completely agree. He has been just great for them. So many fantastic moments throughout this tournament, and that one was no different. So a slight mouse issue here. I'm going to just check in mouse problems. A mouse has died. It looks like for Alexi B. But we have got a replacement mouse here.
Elige even offered if he asked him if he needed one. He was willing to loan his spare if he needed to.
Well, there we go.
Kill totals are pretty much even across the board. 20, 14, 14, 13, 9. NAF the lowest. 20, 15, 19, 13, 13. So it's distribution between the two teams is fairly even. It's not often you see NAF have a slower game. But this is far from over. Even though they're on 14, there's money enough for Liquid in this round at least. If they lose this, it goes to 15. Then we look at map 3. Very real chance it goes to Inferno. So this is it for Liquid to try and recover. Quick check toward the underpass, toward the stairs. No one there. They back off, smoke down at this fountain so they can do so, but this means they give up long control early in the round.
Well, here we are, ENCE 1 round away. Looking to find map points and answering back from their 16-7 deficit on Mirage. It's Elige, who's been playing such a great game. He'll hold towards long. He has got backup from Nitro.
And Nitro has to watch this corner. I don't know if you spotted it from Elige. The way he's scoped in means that he can't actually see that. The animation, or graphic rather, was blocking that particular corner, and then he's gone. That means Nitro's on his own. They've tried to change things up and get aggressive on long too many times, and it's only worked once when Elige was forward of Connector. And they suspect this. Flash over, Nitro's able to look away, again, just to get one as well. Good response from NAF. He rotates in at the perfect time because Nitro was done for if they were able to get the repeat.
He's given them the smoke as well. Stu on the other side of the map will find Sergey. A huge scalp to take in the context of this map, at least, as we'll go into a 4-on-2. Liquid lose the first pick. That's Elige going down, but they've responded very well indeed. You're right, this isn't over at all. X7 now trying to sneak through the smoke, but he'll be punished for it. And after a great start here, looks like this round's going to fall apart for them. ENCE will now try and do any sort of financial damage they can. SHE grenade won't be too much of a big deal here. Molotov goes down. Bomb is there for Alexi, but can he get it planted? That would be certainly beneficial for him. We get an extra $800 per player, and he'll have no chance. Nice work from NAF throughout that round. Sure, he only gets, 2 kills, but he saves Nitro there. He gets him the hell out of there, drops the smoke, allows him to fade away, and it will be Liquid back on their feet now. Money's decent, and not so much for ENCE. They might have to take another eco here. Here's the replay of Nitro getting it done. The backup from NAF really working well with each other, denying that plant, making sure there was no extra cash here. And that's actually kind of a big deal. ENCE could have bought if they got the plant down here. So, well played to Team Liquids, and they'll be up against just P250's no armor this round.
NAF is suspecting someone's up close. Twist has already wrapped out, so the fact that he sprayed that, they've now essentially cleared that small nook on the right. Twist, good timing to re-peek it out. Sees the door open, 2 for him. All controlled. Now they realize the contact comes from Monster, and he and NAF, Stewie as well, they all come in for kills. Pretty straightforward anti-eco.
Yeah, solid stuff there. Nothing to write home about. You're absolutely right there. No armor on ENCE, but still a clean one. Twist finding kills like that as well. It's only going to raise his confidence. Really nice sequence in round number 26. We move on though. Alu with the AWP once again. AKs are out in full force. Do we see a change of pace here from them? It's been a very slow game from them, I would say, overall on their T side. I want to consider throwing in a contact play towards being very popular in today's game. Leads to battle with the AK this time. No scope for him, as Nitro will wait in the bathrooms as well. They've got 3 players towards the B side of the map.
Stewie just waits with a good angle inside of the site to see if anyone crosses over. Very situational, but Liquid trying a much different approach with more tactic toward B rather than the aggression on A, which hasn't always served them well, but I say that and they start to push inside of the bathroom, smoke down. Nitro plays inside of it with the AUG and a gap that could serve him very well should anyone dare go near. Fortunately, from the ENCE perspective, they won't. They'll back away.
They just did a run boost from the B side to Monster Tunnel. Stewie UK lands with a player in his CORSAIR, didn't land the shot. They took a little bit of damage for it, but didn't die, so not all is lost. And here comes the little probe towards B from Sergey. Sneaks through Monster. First part of the operation done, but he's got Twist right in front of him. What a flashbang that is. He doesn't actually fully commit to it, though.
I don't think he knows he's that close. Okay, maybe he spotted him and just wanted a second because the crosshair placement was certainly on him in return. Alu. I mean, Stewie's got to be so careful. Spotted, blinded. Nap steps out and saves, but not ready for X7. They both go down to his hand. Nitro quick on the flank is going to try and get in behind from the Monster Tunnel. Elige smoked off. Nitro's their best chance at it. Sees the planter, and he gets to it, but not in time to deny the plant. That gives Alu the chance he needs on an AK, and a smoke in which he can disappear. And he has. He's left the site. He's snipped out toward exactly where they previously were. This might give Liquid a full sense of security. They want to play together. That's why they rotated back through Monster. That's why they want to trade. But Alu has the time. Bomb's on the other side of the pillar,
though. It's a deep plan. Yeah,
he's got to go around it.
Yeah, they can just commit to this. As soon as they know he's short, they might as well stay on it. And there's the first kill, and it will be Elige to trade it out. A very, very important round. Not only does it deny map point for ENCE, but it keeps the money nice and strong on the Liquid side. It comes right down to the 1 versus 1 there. Looked like Twist and his assisted flashbangs was enough towards that Monster Tunnel with 2 kills there, but still ENCE battled their way towards the B side. They managed to get a plant, but Alu left in the 2 versus 1 due to the Nitro flank was almost impossible. The fact the bomb was on the other side of the pillar meant he could really do nothing with it. And it's another partial buy here as Liquid look to tie things up. It's round 28, 14-13, but I'm dare say it's going to change this round. ENCE have won a single partial bite in this series so far. It's been on this map. Nitro looks destined for a kill. Takes down Alu.
Elige backs away. Pistols, armor, MAC-10, and it's clutching at straws now, and you can see why Liquid chose this map. It just took them a little bit of time to settle in. Credit where it's due. It was a timeout call and a change of setup that allowed them to win a very crucial round. This game just 2 ago. Oh. Seemed inevitable. He fired in and was so close on 2 previous occasions. 3rd is a charm. And Naf is ready as well when they arrive. We mentioned it's not often you see him have a quiet game. He's up to 15. He's caught all other fraggers on the team.
Yeah, he's been contributing ever since that round towards Long where he bailed Nitro out. That's where he's come to life. He was the missing piece, and you can see his influence on the server right now. It is going to be 14-14. Liquid are back in the conversation to close this one out 2-0. It was such an impressive performance on Mirage. They have dropped off the pace somewhat on Overpass here, but ENCE have been fantastic. Credit where it is due. They are not known these days to be too hot on Overpass, and this is looking very impressive for them as we get into round 29. Who will post map point first? In Liquid's case, series point. Nitro finding that confidence, bounding off shots towards middle. The nade will do no damage. And once again, a slow approach here from ENCE as X7 gets himself established towards short.
X7, he is waiting to see if the jump will come through. Oh, the second he looked away is exactly when it did, so Unfortunate that he couldn't react. Stewie, though, look at this, all the way through Monster. He knows they're in short as well based on that shot. He has such good position right now. And he's called that he's gone by construction. He's gone by short. So they won't rotate out of B too soon. Naf gets to the window knowing that he's trying to funnel them toward A. But they leave Twist on the site. Stewie is constructing his own fate right now. He could walk out. Alexi B, looking at long. He'll take the shot. Doesn't want to get caught, drops the bomb. He might have tried to get a little bit closer had he thought there was a chance that he wouldn't look in that direction, but where they weren't making any moves, it was a chance he did, so.
But he's also done a very smart move there. Sure, it's not loads of frags, but he's got the bomb down at 40 seconds in a really difficult spot, and he's staying alive. He's making them work for them. And it's going to be, what, down to at least 30 seconds before they can even find him here. But he's timed this to perfection just as they start to make their way through towards a playground. He's snuck out. Look how much time he's bought for them. Bomb's been picked up, sure. Oh, and Stewie's got away again, but Sergey did spot him at least. They'll be aware of this. They'll have to watch the flanks now.
He sprays into the door. Alu looks back, jumps over the op, knows exactly who it is. Twist wins out a duel. In fact, 2 with 1 HP left. Sergey has 13 seconds. Round is gone. Liquid's going to get map and series point. And you are right. Stewie would have spotted that bomb and said, I got this. Time on the clock, back away, just draw things out and make it awkward for ENCE. And it's very awkward now as Liquid are 1 round from the championship.
Let's pull this right back. This is theirs to close out now. Maximum loss bonus there, sure, but no money. Save for Sergey. He'll have the Krieg. And they're going to have to bring out Galil's, a UMP, and more of the same, to be honest. There's the second rifle. This is as good a chance as any to close out a series here. Remove the curse, get the 2-0. And Elige, he isn't slowing down. He's got that good spawn again. Checks things out towards middle. Haven't seen him land a kill just yet. Will he get away towards the bathrooms? No. Will this cost them a regulation victory? Perhaps here, Matt. 5 versus 3, and that's going to be the cue for ENCE to make their way towards that A site. Overtime is looking very good for them on this difficult buy.
It absolutely does. Let's not forget they were so close for so long, but a missed shot from Alu. Does Naf strike twice? He does! He's in this game. He's the difference. Bomb down. Still the advantage, though, toward ENCE and Twist. He stands on the dumpster with a smoke to his left. That means he's looking for players at long, but he couldn't connect. And it's the Krieg of Sergey that leaves Stewie with a clutch, mandatory to close this before extra rounds are required. Bomb goes down now. Oh, HP, Sergey knew exactly where to look. We aren't done.
Certainly not. It seemed like that was going to be enough there. Nafly manages to get 2 kills on the site. He just felt like with Twist in that position, boosted above the smoke, he was going to get at least 1, but Sergey will save the day here and reset absolutely everything. We've had so many overtimes of this tournament so far. I'm sure you're all aware of the format at this point, but if you're not, it is 16K MR3. First and 19 will win in first overtime here. We go to 18-18, we go to double overtime. We'll keep going in that manner. So 3 rounds a half, and Liquid will remain on the CT side here. Do they want to mix things up? It was Elige who gets aggressive with the AWP there, taken down at the start. Nitro tries to pick up the pieces. Potentially, if they just played a default round there, Matt, against the Galils and UMPs, they would have had it in the bag, but hindsight, of course, is 2020, as now ENCE are right back in the finances. They will also get the 16K, and we'll see whether they want to change things up at all. Looks to be more the same, if I'm honest, but Flashbang's ready, and X7 once more.
Ariel swinging around, having already smoked off the bathrooms. Could dissolve Nitro. They've gone by him. They suspect it, though. Fantastic shot from Alu to turn around and find. There's still one more there, though. Elige. He wants to play this post plant, but Alu's on that as well. Great read from ENCE.
Yeah, this is looking fantastic for them. They've got the 4 versus 2 now. Twist and Stewie on the retake. Don't really have enough to work with here. They've got the AWP and the M4, a couple of flashbangs. Sure, they have kits, but it's looking almost impossible for them. Stewie makes his way towards the CT steps. They are going to give it their best shot. Bomb getting to the halfway mark now. I'm not sure how Stu even finds one here. They're tucked away in such awkward positions. Everything's covered. They'll get an opportunity to fire off a shot at least. Twist with one. I think that's all they'll get. It's aerial to close things out there. Brilliant work from ENCE. They continue the momentum from the last round of regulation. They go up 1-0 here on the T side, which is very important. It is considered to be a CT map, especially when Liquid on the server. And they've managed to pick up the first round of no real problem there. 3 players survive. And we go into the double AWP setup once again for Liquid, Stewie and Nitro.
Push again. They'll try and shut them down in their tracks. The aggressive overpass defense. Nitro's not quite able to get up on top of the boost, though. They've got to be so careful. They're being run down. Just barely make it back. Nate does damage onto Sergey, and Af gets Alu, who thought he might be able to sneak out and catch them in transition from the door. But now he's in trouble. Molotovs on both sides. He'll extinguish the hallway. No, bounces too far, and he's chased by Sergey.
Yeah, it's got a bit awkward from there, that's for sure. 4 versus 3 once again, and ENCE can slow things right down. There's so much time left on the clock here. They've got decent map control. They have the man advantage. The pressure certainly on Team Liquid. It's Stewie that's holding towards the A side of a Liege, and Twist will be alone at B, but he can't really hold an aggressive angle here. I think he's right back at Graffiti. Indeed he is. He's got one flashbang, and he'll have to let them plant if they do come in towards that side of the map, which looks absolutely certain at this point. They'll creep in from Monster, the flashbangs to assist them. They've committed. Stewie is in rotation, but he'll be smoked out almost certainly.
Twist has to concede the bomb going down. His teammates are locked out. One still required on rotation. As a Liege, presumably will try and take the AUG to the window. But 2 rounds for ENCE already on this T side. Once the money came back, reset in overtime. Go back to the way they started the half. As Aerial wants to swing, they have to get aggressive on the Liquid side. They don't need to overcommit to peaks. Liquid that has to get aggressive. Twist finds one. Tries to hold off toward Monster, but he's traded out. Sergey gets the kill, and they're desperate. Stewie to get on the bomb. It's 17-15 in favor of ENCE.
Oh, that's a massive problem now. Liquid giving up 2-0 in the first half. Of course, there's still money to buy, but there might be a compromise considering the double AWPs they've been bringing out time and time again. They go back to the rifle. Stewie actually hit that shot. I'm lucky not to get the kill. So here it is, ENCE. Actually might have a chance getting a 3-0 on their T side. That would be remarkable for them. They would have such a strong chance of taking us to Inferno as they go for a straight up B play here. They just got to commit quickly. It's Stewie that's been able to find mixed success in this position. He gets the first, but his teammates dropped all the pressure on Nafly now.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he got so aggressive, they knew they could exploit Monster, but Naf only good for one trade. They know where Stewie is. He's already beaten them to the sandbags, and a double from him is exactly what they needed. Had he fallen there and the bomb planted a 2-on-2, it might be that 3-0 you suggested, you alluded to, as X7 has to try and make space for himself just to get it down. He can use the pallets as protection, but he is unsure of exactly where they're coming from, so that would be a risk.
Yeah, they've boosted towards Graffiti, so they're not going to peek off that, in fact. It is the fake plant. They just drop an incendiary, so he knows there's at least presence towards B. He's just trying to get any sort of intel he can. Bait out the second player. He doesn't know they're together right now. Plenty of time just to wait for a mistake if it comes through. That's perfect.
Yep, both of them are there, and they're both pushed back, which means he gets time for the plant. He may have more time than that. He may have time to get his gun ready and step wide on them as well. He's read this so perfectly, and they're in the open. He looked to the window just as they came around.
Well, there will be at least one round here for Liquid, but still, that doesn't look too promising for them. Puts a lot of pressure on that T side now. They need at least 2 just to take us double overtime. And ENCE, they look pretty decent on their CD side. Once they got going, once the money was there, that's when Liquid started to slow right down. Here's the push from Stewie 2K. He managed to fall back and get a second as well. Third delivered. That's all about Stu in that one. It's Elise at the very top though, but the fragging distribution actually pretty equal at this point. We talked about Nafly dropping off. He's got the 20 frags now. It's Nitro at the bottom at 19 and 25. Sergey still at the very top for ENCE, and then some with 28 frags to his name. Just beneath him will be Twist, that's the other team. It'll be Alu with 24. So the names you want at the top certainly delivering on both teams. First round here, single AWP setup for either side. Nitro hasn't found as much success as Alu has, that's for sure. See if ENCE can post map point in the first round here.
A number of overtimes in the playoffs this week. Group stage for Fnatic even. Ariel already out to sandbags, checking to see what approach Liquid wish to implore. Nav's out Monster. Or I should say out toward Monster. Speculation inside of the smoky bathrooms, but Ariel's forced off, smokes it. And at least gives them the confidence to look toward Monster. Smoke in the backside toward Barrels, where the second Molotov was as well, but the execution's not the play. Bomb still out toward Fountain with Nitro, waiting to see what the call is from Twist and Elise or Stewie and Naf. That's the duos that are picking apart the sites at this point in time.
Gets to the 30-second mark here. Elise, he's in towards the bathrooms here. The bomb set up towards Long. It will be the 8th finish here from Liquid, with Sergey looking to shut things down. He's been so sharp today. Looks like he's positioned well. He will be good for none, in fact. Doesn't really do much damage either, but Alu always so strong in these sort of positions. He'll take down Twist, but he knows he's got work to do. The spam coming through. He almost lands that shot. Liquid might have done enough here, as Ariel can only try and deny the plant. If he does that, that'll be remarkable. Not going to happen. And Liquid will avoid map point for now and tie up the scoreline at 17-17. Great stuff from them. That's that slow-paced gameplay coming through once again. Really what they've been working on there. The last-minute execution, try and bleed out all the utility before they make their final move. And that's very effective. The fact Alu can only get one just shows how stifling it was with all those smokes and flashbangs coming his way.
Elise. Flash over. Toward the playground, Sergey will wait inside of the bathrooms if they elect to go any further than that. This game is unwilling to give us an answer as to who is going to walk away with it.
Well, this round will at least tell us who's getting map point first. Stewie TK making his way through the connector. Bathroom smoke is down. Sergey will reply with the HE. Doesn't do much. Difficult to throw that with a grey screen. He'll still stand in position. Twist outside. He does get an advantage of the shadows. So go through after the smoke. Bomb's still down by the fountain. Right. Just showing presence. We discussed this in regulation. He's the anchor on that side of the map. But Sergey on for 2 here. Not going to get it. 1.5 leads down to 28 HP. Flashbang's decent. Alu has to drop off.
Through smoke. Stewie waits. Wow, very patient. Alexi had no idea that he was that close. And it's the man advantage back to Liquid, and on top of that, they're not even hitting on the A site. The problem is, even though they've gone toward it, they haven't forced the rotation, but they have a massive flank coming through from Stewie. 12 seconds. They need to get in position to get the bomb down, so Stewie has to pick up the pace, and rightfully so, he finds X7, but Alu, he's dropped the bomb. 5 seconds, he could run, he could sprint, he could get away, and he's realized it. They can't do anything. Stewie should have gone faster. ENCE is gonna get map point first.
That's such an insane finish. I can't believe it. Alu does enough there. And we said Liquid have got this slow pace, but sometimes if you lose that key player, the bomb carrier, and your final commitment, that can be enough. And Alu keeps the dream alive here for Inferno. They go 18-17 first. Best Liquid can hope for at this point is double overtime, as we have a slight tech issue. Oh, this is the current CSGO bug. This might take a little while to fix. I think everyone has to restart their game. So everyone goes down to like 10 FPS for a second. It's a bug in this build.
We had it yesterday as well at one point, but it was only for one team during that. So we'll see if they can get it together quickly. Probably the worst time to kill momentum.
Yeah, indeed.
Perhaps Liquid will welcome it. Certainly, as we say, it's technical. They can't, or excuse me, it is technical. They can't talk to each other. They can't use it tactically, but they can certainly reset the mentality and take a deep breath. Alu just barely got away from that. Stewie was hesitant to take the duel with him.
Yeah, it was looking so good as well. All the pieces were there. The trades were decent. Stewie's flank came through, but Alu gets the all-important kill to deny the plant. And at that point, 5 seconds remaining. They couldn't find the plant. They had to chase him. He gets the HG kill. It was all just too much. And Liquid need their final player to join the server, and we'll have the final round here of overtime. Could lead us to double overtime. Still very much a possibility, but ENCE, they have looked fantastic, above and beyond expectations here on Overpass, as they'll have the open hands of Alexi B this round, and I'm sure they'll be given back to Alu, of course. As we go forward into the final round, just waiting for the final player to join here.
Remind you again, Inferno is the deciding map. The way that ENCE are looking on their T side here on Overpass, that could be a very promising map for them as well.
Yeah, this was an absolute lock-in. Coming into the second map, we said it all kind of rested on Mirage for ENCE's chance in this grand final. They had to pick that one up. It was their pick. They got taken down, but some way they've managed to give themselves map point in the second here. Inferno is looking likely. Liquid might be able to deny, though. As we get into it, looks like everyone's ready to go. AK's brought out, Naflight on the Krieg. Nitro has the option to go with the AWP here. Does he want to bring that out? Alu certainly will. That's thrown into his hands. We'll see whether he can be the one to take us to Inferno. He's certainly got us in this position so far, that performance in the previous round. And we're getting into it now. It all on the line here. Liquid trying to close things out, 2-0.
Sergey waiting to catch out Stewie is the start that ENCE need. Alu will hold off behind him to make sure that he can't be caught. He's flashed off the angle though. And the rotation goes through B. Oftentimes, this can be punished. I've said in the past, I think the B player should be the one to push the stairs if you're going to do this rotation, because the A player can rotate ahead of time and he just settles back into B. But now the action goes toward the park sign where Alu, flashed off, is trying to bait in Alexi. Corner. They've not had someone at that corner the entire game. Nearly caught jumping back in the side. He takes damage. Tries to look back at it with the AWP. Couldn't hit the second shot either. Alexi forced to move early. Twist will burn Alu alive, but now Alexi wants to use the smokes along, and Twist has looked away. He's shortly going down. Sergey finds him as well. Elise responding, getting something going for Liquid, but it's all on to Nitro. 46 seconds. And ENCE are one kill from a third map, from denying at least Liquid one more notch in the Intel Grand Slam. And don't rule ENCE out of a contender in that situation. They'll be at Cologne as well. They've already beaten Astralis once in a best of 3. It is X7 down. AK now for Nitro to play with instead. Bomb still dropped over by the truck, but 27 seconds. This comes to kills. ENCE will not want to move an inch as Nitro checks every single corner and making the noise. They know when to peek. He's baited it right, but Ariel comes back in for the trade, and we've got a third.
We absolutely have. No one believed that ENCE could do it on Overpass, but they've proved themselves to be competent. Their CT side was excellent. They managed to get it to overtime. It's Alu with the amazing clutch, just staying alive towards that short position. And indeed, we are going to Inferno. I feel like we need it at this point. This one's just starting to warm up. Both teams arriving. We just had overtime. Inferno should be something quite special here.
I think ENCE looked excellent for Inferno. The way that it plays on the T side, the way that you can open up the defense. Liquid got caught a number of times pushing on their CT side and then didn't have a backup plan.
That's going to
be an issue for them.
Yeah, and Inferno as well, where you're displaying a lot of aggression on the CT side. It wasn't so much had the problem with the pushes, it's just the solo interactions they were having with that idea. So they would push forward, lose a pick, and then it'd be scrambling to adjust back into positions there, and ENCE just devoured them in that respect.
Absolutely. Well, that's something to think about for Liquid. And again, we have to question the mentality. Does the second place start to creep into their mind? Does that play against them? We're going to take a commercial break. This final is going the distance. We'll be back in just a second.